Hey, it's Mega, aka the Art Messiah, here to save you from your art sins. Welcome back to another live stream. We're going to be getting started real soon. I need to do my audio checks, and I need to make a post to my Instagram, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. So just give me a moment and listen to some of the calming music before we get started. Alright, Instagram pulled up. We are live. And then I need to post in a link with that. So link to the YouTube stream. We'll make that as big as possible. And we are going to put in a little YouTube symbol as well. Alright, so that's looking all good. Let me go ahead and do my audio check by coming into the stream myself. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Alright. Sounds like the audio is good. So we are gonna go ahead and kind of hop right into it, since that is the case. Again, welcome into the stream. My name is Mega, aka the Art Messiah. I stream every Wednesday at 8 p.m. EST. If these streams are something that you like, make sure to like the video and subscribe. We do this every week, and I also do drawing tutorials. So what's on the agenda today? So I want to basically do some more concept work and some concept art, and I'm going to spend some time with you guys doing some of that so you guys can see the process. But I am also going to do this stream exactly for an hour. So we're going to be done at 9, and I'm probably going to be doing some post work as well. I'm going to be taking you guys behind the scenes, giving you guys my thoughts and my resources. Really, the stuff that I'm saying here is really integral, is really important. So if you guys are looking to understand how I work, artists work in all kinds of different ways, but I'm going to explain how I work. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, So we are going to go ahead and start off this stream by working on some vehicle design. And with this design, there was a concept that I had in mind, which was going to be a motorcycle, but instead of a motorcycle with 2 wheels, it's going to be like almost like a unicycle motorcycle. And I had the idea in my mind and I could imagine it. And so what we're going to be doing today is drawing from imagination, and then also combine our knowledge from references and stuff to kind of make this happen. Okay? So in this case, I know the type of feeling that I'm kind of going for. I want this vehicle to be a little bit more round in nature, because there's going to be a human interfacing with this directly on top of it, and we don't want any sharp corners or anything like that. So I'm going to be taking you guys through and showing you guys how I kind of come up with that and do that. So I already created a silhouette. Let's go ahead and drop down the opacity of some of this stuff, and so we make it a little bit easier for myself to be able to come back in and draw over. Okay, so I need a new layer, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my sketching pencil, and we're gonna come in and get started. So let's go ahead and do this. What is up, the Moon Drop Show? Welcome in, welcome in. How are you doing tonight, and what are you working on? Alright, so I want to, let's see, do this. I want to move this. I want to get out my other pure ref, and I need to come in here, zoom in here. Nope, didn't want to do that. Alright. Cool. Now we got our references are on hand. Let's go in and have some fun with this now. Alright, so I'm kind of taking some inspiration from helicopters and airplanes while I'm coming through and designing this. Just in terms of like the wings and shapes like this. I want this vehicle to feel really aerodynamic. Okay, so we know we're gonna have something like this, which is, this is gonna be like a light, and I kind of want this light to look a little bit like a light of a Volkswagen buggy, so I'm gonna go ahead and look up a reference for that. So VW bug. And we'll say it's something in like the 1960s. We want the classic one. And I'm just going to kind of take a look at... I want the one that has like the flip lights. So I'm going to look a little bit further. Okay, this is what I wanted to see. Alright, so we're going to kind of bring some of these elements here now into the design. Alright. I'm going to draw on this kind of windshield area. It's not going to come up too high. Remember, this is a streamlined vehicle, so we're going to do something like that. And we do want to draw some like windshield wipers or something like that, so we'll draw that in. I feel like we need some mirrors, so we're going to go ahead and pop in a mirror right here on the side. Okay, and we need some cooling vents to cool down this machinery, so let's add some cooling vents right here on the side. And we're going to use this kind of circular shape to reinforce the fact that there's kind of like a wheel behind here. What I think might be a cool idea is to have kind of like maybe even some glass so we can see the inner workings of this machinery. We're going to test that out here in just a little bit, but for now we're going to go ahead and draw in this wheel shape. Okay, we're going to come down here and let's go ahead and draw on this body shape and this right here. And this seat is going to come right on top of here. And I'm thinking of a motorcycle seat right now, so I'm going to detail it out something like that. Okay. Now exhaust needs to be around somewhere. On motorcycles, they kind of kick it out the back. I think that doesn't look very good, so I'm not going to do that. But I don't want to put it too close up here because then that could burn the passenger's leg. So basically, when you're coming up with designs, I want you guys to be thinking about the function and the form of this as well. So that's when you really need to kind of research and understand what it is that you're designing. Now this is based off of a concept I had quite a long time ago. Oh, let me go ahead and check and see if it might be my internet, honestly. So I'm gonna come back in on the stream and see what's kind of happening. Yeah, I think you might be right. I think I might be frozen. Okay, I'm back in, and it looks like it's updating now. So hopefully it is. I shouldn't say I hope it's your internet, but I think it may be on your side, like you were saying. You might have some slow internet or some lag kind of going on there. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and detail in these tires a little bit. Yeah, what I'm drawing right now is a vehicle. It's a vehicle of my own design. So I want these wheels to be a little bit knobby. So we're gonna put these knobs on here just like so, quickly. Yo, what's good? Welcome in, Maya. It says my algorithm has improved a little bit. YouTube is still being difficult though. What is going on? What's happening with your internet or what's happening with YouTube and the algorithm? What's kind of going on there? Okay. Alright, so I need to look at some reference picture for some tire tread. Is that something that you can manually change, whether it's for kids or not? I know when I upload a video, it allows me to choose if it's for kids or not. Alright, so tire tread, let's see. Okay. So yeah, guys, doing design work does require a little bit of just time and rendering things out. So when you're doing stuff like this, try not to lose patience. Try to do different ideas and see what you can come up with. And one tip that I can give you is that you will get better at creating things if you study properly. Like, try not to just stick with your own designs. Try to learn from what's out there, and then that's going to help inform how you create shapes and your styling and stuff. So I actually look at a lot of vehicles and cars and practice studying off of them, and that's why, even though I'm going off imagination for the most part here, I kind of have an idea of what it is that I'm trying to do. Okay. Even before like getting into very small details, you can see that I'm quickly roughing. Sorry about that. I'm quickly roughing things in. All right, I'm gonna do something like this. You know, I'm even thinking about like, well, what could it look like if I added like a spoiler in this section? And I think that's kind of interesting, so I think I might hold on to that for a little bit. Just kind of like this spoiler that sits back here. Do we have to get YouTube Premium to help my channel? I don't have YouTube Premium, so I don't know. Maybe that is helpful, but you know what? My philosophy is that I just want to connect with people on an individual level, and I'm tired of all the algorithms and stuff, so I'm just gonna keep it real simple. You know what I mean? So all right, so that's looking good. I'm gonna get to your question, Maya, but let me go ahead and figure out what I'm gonna be like doing next now. Let's see. Okay, so we are going to look at this other scene and kind of mess around for a little bit. And as I do that, I will attempt to answer your question in here.
Productions.
Okay, let's see what is going on here. Let's see here. Do I have to get YouTube Premium? Da, da, da. Okay, what should I do to help my channel? Though right now I don't really have anything real. I just post little vids. I just post dumb little vids just to get experience early on. Okay, the experience is important. Let's go ahead and turn this down a little bit and go ahead and take out these. I don't need these for right now. Okay. So yes, posting a bit here and there is actually really important to go ahead and get the feeling, and also just get an idea of what it's like to be posting on YouTube, and the steps and everything like that. So I actually think that even if you don't really consider it to be like all that helpful just yet, like the videos don't seem to be like that quality of level just yet, that's actually okay. Because you got to start somewhere is kind of the way I see it. And so you can always remove those videos later once you realize that they may not be that helpful, or that they're outdated or anything like that. You can go ahead and get rid of them. So there's no shame for having them for right now, though. Let's see. I'm gonna bring this down just a little bit. Okay. We're actually gonna bring this out, and let's do this. And so let's go into some tips about how to help your channel. Okay. Now there's two main things I like to think about when creating a YouTube channel. Okay. Your first thing that you have to figure out is what value are you going to be giving people, and what value are you going to be giving yourself. First, determine what it is that you're trying to say and what you're trying to tell, and why it is that you want to do that. And then figure out what skills you think you have that provide value to someone else. Okay? Write those things down and see where there's pretty much any overlap between the two. And that's the type of stuff that you want to create for your YouTube. So that's going to be something that is helpful and important to you, but also brings a lot of value to someone else as well. Okay, and that can take a little bit of time to hammer down and get exactly right. But I do think it is critical. I'm going to leave that side of the page open. Just compositionally wise, I like how that's going to feel. I should say I feel like I'm going to like how that's going to feel. Okay, so we're going to decrease this opacity a little bit more. We're going to go on to another back layer. And before that was aiming that way, but let's maybe change it and aim maybe this way. And let's just kind of see what kind of silhouette we can create. I think that's good because everything's kind of slanting that way anyway. So let's do something like that. All right. Okay, so does that make sense? Figuring out those two things for yourself. I filmed all my videos on my Samsung tablet. I should probably get a real camera. Do you have any recommendations? I unfortunately can't really help you with that because any in-person video that I have, whether it be my sketchbook tour or a tour of my place, I've only used my phone. I've used my Samsung Galaxy Note 8. So I'm in the same boat as you. However, there's so many YouTube videos that have some like recommendations and stuff. Basically find something that's recommended but also within your price range and kind of take it from there. See if it works out for you. But at what you just asked me, ask other people too that you know actually do have a camera, and you can ask other YouTubers if you like their video, like, hey, what kind of camera do you use? So going on to what are some things that can help your channel. That's kind of like the big overview, but we can get a little bit more into specifics probably. Let's see here. Let's get some more music going. So you're providing value for people, and sometimes that can be kind of difficult to know what it is that you're good at that can be useful for someone else, and that can take a little bit of time. But this is where you need to do two things. One, you need to do some self-reflection, and you need to be honest with yourself about what you think you are good at and what you have fun doing. And it's okay if you're not a professional yet. You just need to think, is this something that I have spent time training on? That's the most important thing. Have you spent some time thinking about it and training on it and learning about it? If you have, then that's probably something that someone else could find potentially useful and have value within. So those are the types of things that you want to tackle. And then the next part of this is then how do you go about teaching that or portraying that or showcasing it? And that is kind of this next step of the process that you need to be aware of. And you can develop this teaching style through actually creating videos and through watching other videos and really journaling down how it is that you are good at learning something. So that takes that's something that only you can answer. I like to think about like going through school, you're learning math, learning science, learning art, learning history. What were the things that helped make things click for you? And really note that and jot that down and use that to start to build your own kind of teaching style. Was it helpful if your teacher was very charismatic, had a lot of positive energy? Did they use a lot of visuals? Did they like to give a lot of examples? Those are the types of things that you kind of want to think about. Okay. So anyways, those are the types of things I want you to think about. And then, start to create videos that are actually useful for other people. Because I used to do more like blog style stuff, which are also really great because they allow you to actually hone in on things that matter to you. So, definitely try to do stuff like that as well. And it gives you some personality as well. But also realize that people are kind of looking for things on YouTube that are going to give some value to them. So always kind of keep that in mind, that you're giving value to other people more than, you. Like, don't be you focused is what I'm trying to say basically if you want to succeed. Keep other people in mind. Be personal, share your own stories and stuff, but find creative ways to make it exciting and interesting. And think about what you would find exciting and interesting. That's always the best place to start. Okay, so I'm gonna switch a little bit, and I do want to talk about now what I'm doing right now, and basically I just really want to showcase that when you're concepting, you really want to be pretty quick about this stuff. You don't want to spend like hours and hours trying to be a perfectionist about things. You actually want to get the idea out there first and foremost and not worry too much about the details. Quickly rough things in, and later we're gonna have time to kind of go back and refine things and clean things up. Okay. try to get the perspective in, things in that nature. Okay, I feel like there's some aspects of this I have not yet gotten right, and I'm gonna say that's okay for now. We need to balance some elements out, so we're going to come back onto this layer. Oh crap. Come back onto this layer. And I could be entirely wrong. Oh, I need to do this actually. I need to not only come back to this layer, but I need to sample this layer without the multiply layer on. There we go. In this background, we're going to be adding in, let's actually do with this. I'm going to be adding in kind of like a giant crane back here. Okay, and so what we're going to be doing here is I want to add in like a few more tanks kind of coming up over the horizon, and I want these things to be very menacing, very opposing, and also just very big, kind of really in your face, because that's just what I want to kind of create. These are supposed to be like ginormous tanks. Okay, then I'm going to do one last small one back here. I want to make sure that overlapping is okay. Okay, we're going to do something like that. And then we're going to come here, turn up this, grab this. Alright. Okay, and then the last portion of this, I think what I'm going to do is I want to add in some foreground element that's going to represent a character. And they're going to be kind of grabbing onto this pole right here, and they're going to be kind of stepping around, peeking around here, so kind of, and then kind of out this way and this way. Alright, and that's going to give us a little bit of sense of scale here. Let me keep on kind of answering into this chat. Because I don't have any serious content, I'm wondering what kind of content I can put on my channel in the meantime to help my community grow. I'm good at portraits, so maybe I should do that. I should probably talk more in videos. Yeah, oh, let me go ahead and zoom this back over. I think talking in videos is important, and again, sometimes the art itself can sell itself, but sometimes providing some more value, some more education, or some input or thoughts or reasons that you made these design decisions can help further a piece along. And so don't forget that. You know what I mean? Really bring people into your content. Yeah, talking is very important. Even during live streams, sometimes I do some like quiet streams. You can get away with that obviously as well, but make sure you have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I don't want to strive too much for attention, but what are kinds of content people seem to really gravitate towards? Do you have suggestions for the sorts of videos I should do to start off with? Just random ideas would be helpful. So I think that's part of kind of like the artist journey, and so I don't want to tell you to do something that you don't want to do. That's going to be something that you kind of generate yourself. And again, I think those ideas come from what type of art you want to create anyway, and how that can bring value to somebody else. So I will give an example just using my channel. If I want to, draw a tank, like in this scene, I'm drawing a tank. I haven't created a video about this, but that's something that I need to do, and that's something I want to do for my story. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not the only person that's probably wondered how to draw a tank. Then maybe I can do a voiceover of me speed painting through how to draw a tank, and people can find that. So I would say, in terms of getting ideas started, people are searching for like how-to videos. And if you're looking to kind of bring awareness to your channel, I think that's a decent way to kind of get that started. Bringing awareness, I mean, is doing like how-to videos, and I feel like I've gained some traction in doing that. So hopefully that's kind of an idea starter for you. But there's a lot of other things as well. So like consider hold on one second. Consider how you could potentially sorry, I don't know why my mind is blinking right now. Consider how you could do your own version of a vlog video. Okay, so typically art vlogs are pretty basic, but what if you decided to add like more storytelling to creating vlogs, and they had more of a cinematic approach? Or imagine if you are creating a story, then how can you kind of portray that story with more interest? What are the visuals and the sounds that you could use to kind of draw people to what it is that you're creating, and basically using a story to tell a story? So make your videos have somewhat of an arc, a start, a middle and an end. Think about the structure of your videos and how you can use a structure that is kind of unique to yourself and will, you can start to kind of build a brand off of. And that is so personal that, I don't really feel comfortable in saying like, well, you should create this type of video or that type of video, because, it just may not be interesting to you at all if I start naming off some of the things that, I'm doing. I hope that kind of makes sense. I'm not really trying to avoid the question. I'm just trying to make it so like it's like the most helpful that I can possibly make it. Okay guys, it is rounding up to be about 9 o'clock. It's been a lot of fun hanging with you guys, and unfortunately I gotta wrap it up. But before I do, of course, I go through and show off the art that we have created. We created a little bit of vehicle design, and we did a little bit of concept art for an environment. And again, I just want to highlight how simple designs can start off with, because you can go really hardcore into rendering, but don't render something crazy out until you're happy with the overall design. You can, it's actually good to practice rendering, but the rendering is what takes the longest time in art. And so you basically, if you're time limited, you want to save your renderings for pieces that you are really excited to do and really push forward. So hopefully that is helpful. Would there be any way I could share stuff having to do with my story to get them interested, but not put too much out there in case someone tries to steal it, like scenes and OCs from my story? Yeah, so I completely understand your concern, and I sometimes shy away from, showing too much about my story as well, from the fear of having someone steal it and claim it as their own. But the counter argument to that, and that I tell myself, is that if I have videos showing me creating something from scratch and I'm talking through the ideas and stuff, then when people steal my idea, I have proof, I have evidence, and a timestamp, plus I have an audience that has seen it as well that can back me up and potentially fight against anyone that's stealing my art, and kind of reclaim it and say, no, this was something that I had come up with first. You can see this video at this date, at this time, and it's kind of proof of evidence. And if you don't have something like that, and someone does put your idea out there, and you have never uploaded a single thing about that idea, then there's really no proof or evidence to say you created that idea first. So that's kind of my counter argument about trying to keep things to yourself. Also, if an idea is worth stealing, then you are going to be already really, really big anyway, and at that point in time, then everyone's going to know that someone stole an idea from you. Some ideas are precious, and you want to keep those under wraps, but I would say that the likelihood of someone seeing a small YouTube channel and stealing the idea and running with it is not likely, especially when we're dealing with stories and comics that are very specific to us. They may be able to see a little bit of concept art and be like, oh, I want to take and steal that concept art, but they're not going to know the overall big picture. They're not going to know the ending of the story. They're not going to know why the story matters to you, which is why it's going to matter to other people. So I just say go for it. And the really, really important ideas that you think are really, really big, keep those in your back pocket. Don't share those, of course, but don't be too afraid, because you can back up all your claims with evidence if you actually do post it. Could you give some examples of videos you made when your channel was new that helped it grow? Maybe that could inspire me. So I can tell you that right now. Let me go into my YouTube channel, legit, and I can tell you when I started to take things seriously and actually post regularly. That's one thing that you have to keep in mind. You don't have to post regularly, but that really does help with gaining some traction. So you can go all the way back to my old videos, but I think the first video that did really well was a sprite animation. The second video was some fan art of Gon and Killua. But I did not know this was really a thing, but reviews for products is really, really popular on YouTube. And so I did some reviews of my laptop and a few other art products that did extremely well. And when I started, first I did a 30 days of making comics challenge, and that really helped me kind of get my footing and gain a little bit of a following where people could follow pretty much like day to day, week to week. And then after that, when I started to make how to draw videos, that's when I saw a lot of traction. So that's when I realized that the education side of things, what people want to see, and more so for the basics, fundamentals of drawing and how you understand it. So those are 3 ideas right there. Sharing, fan art process, doing tech reviews, and doing how-to draw videos can be pretty popular. And then vlogs can be pretty popular as well if you are pretty creative with it and you make it interesting and exciting. So hopefully that helps out a little bit. That is all for free advice for today. Thank you guys so much for coming through. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you want to see, these works that I'm working on, plus a ton more. I'm always posting behind the scenes. And so follow me on there if you guys want to see more of my artwork and being able to kind of zoom in and look at it and understand it a little bit better. And until next time, peace and love. Until next time, good luck with all your art endeavors, my art disciples. I think that's pretty much a wrap. If I'm forgetting anything, I'll post it on Instagram or something like that. But it's been fun. Thank you for coming and hanging out. So peace and deuces.